as you know, ladies and gentlemen, we are a nation at war. A nation at war with LA Japan. Now, LA Japan is not your normal Japan. LA Japan is a top secret agency. Yes, exactly. A top secret agency who is in our sewers right now. Below our feet is this tragic loss that our sewers have been taken over by LA Japan. Now, the status at the war now is currently like this. Okay, so amount of troops dead, 5. We didn't manage to hire many troops and they all got shot yesterday. Amount of troops hired, 5. Amount of troops alive, none. Status on how well we're going, 1 out of 1,000. Now, you see, people, the war is not exactly going in our direction right now, but here's a few governmental tips on how to survive this tragic event. Tip number 1, always stick to the rules. Tip number 2, here are the rules. Tip number 3, always listen to the person behind this desk. Tip number 4, do not take any electronic devices into an airplane because they'll be hacked and turned into potatoes. Do not bring any electronic devices in the air raid bunker. If you do this, an air thingy-majiggy will land on your head and crack it open with a stack of potatoes. Now back to seriousness. Yes, this war is definitely not going in our way because the governmental tips are pretty awful. That is because we are currently under the governing of Mr. Donald Trump right now. This is not going our way at all. If you can hear me, LA Japan, please have mercy. Donald Trump isn't exactly a qualified military person.
Okay, now I think. What have you got anything else to add to that? To the live studio audience? No. Okay, that's absolutely great. Have you got anything else to update us on tonight?
Well, yes, I do. In the world of sport, we currently have a leadership of 1-0 to Bill Gates. Bill Gates is we currently have. Let me rephrase that. There's a current game of soccer going on just down there. Yeah, right down there on that little piece of sand. Just down there. There's a tiny little game of football going on down there right now, as you can see.
Yeah.
Now, Bill Gates has surprisingly taken up football, and to be honest, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Bill Gates. You are a really nice guy, but you are not very good at football. Now, this guy called Nigel Potato Pants is currently facing Mr. Bill Gates at a game of football. Yes, just one man. He's the guy playing defense, the guy playing midfield, the guy playing striker, the guy playing goalie. Yes, they're both doing all 3 jobs on their team. Now, yeah, Bill Gates, not working. Bill Gates is currently losing 1-0. This is not going terribly well at all. Now, in the world of tennis, a possum called Banana has currently taken up tennis and is facing Bill Gates, who is apparently very good at tennis, unlike football. And his winning streak has gone from a measly 5 a week victories to 105 victories a week. I don't even know how many games he can fit in a day, but he is a great guy, isn't he, Mr. Bill Gates?
Yep.
Now that's all we have in sports. Now moving on into natural disasters. Yesterday, Pompeii re-erupted. Now, you may think, that's not much because nothing is in Pompeii anymore. Well, you are mistaken. The city of yes, it is a French city. I know the name's a bit weird. Was destroyed yesterday. Completely and utterly destroyed. Human casualties were horrible. The amount of people, the population was estimated around 55 million to 56 million people in the city at the time. Now, after this horrible and tragic event, only a ninth of the population survived the eruption. We will now have about 2 seconds of silence for these losses.
Thank you.
That is all. Now that is all of silence I can bear because I am very chatty. Now, we do not only have this massive volcano in the small county of Texas, which is not actually pretty small, it's pretty big. In the county of Texas, a massive tornado erupted out of a potato sack. Now, this horrible and tragic, yet again, yes, tragic as was the volcano, event destroyed about 50 billion homes, and there are only 50 billion homes in the area. So it pretty much destroyed everything. Human casualties were 55 billion people. We will now have 5 seconds, because they are more advanced people, of silence for their memory.
Thank you.
That is all the silence. Now, yes, that is pretty much all of the natural disasters. Now, just summing this up, you will be wondering, what is it with all the potato sacks? They are causing all natural disasters right now. Well, potato sacks, as you may already know from the governmental pamphlets, the only useful tip in that pamphlet is that LA Japan is using the sacks of potatoes that we are eating right now, in our pantries, in our cupboards, in whatever you people call them. You might be in America, you might call them thingy-majiggies. I don't know what the American term for pantry or cupboard or larder is. Anyway, our cabinets / larders / cupboards / whatever you want to call them. It is a sad fact, but they all contain sacks of potatoes. Now, do not say that your cupboard or pantry or larder does not have a sack of potatoes in, because the government has taken very strict measures in measuring the amount of potatoes in the country. There are about 20 trillion potatoes in the country. Now, this is enough to fill 100 times the amount of potatoes needed for 5 sacks in a pantry for everyone in the world. This must mean there are thousands of sacks of potatoes all over the universe. There must be even more in the universe than there is in the world. That is a weird thing to say. Out.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And next on BBC One is Doctor Who.